morning, Oswego. Thanks for waking up with us. You're watching Top in the Morning. I'm Olivia Eugenio. Coming up this morning, about 300 people lost power in Oswego County yesterday, and it doesn't just stop there. The winter weather caused quite a lot of damage at the popular Oswego restaurant Canales as well. We'll have more on that coming up in just a minute, but first let's take a quick check of your weather to get you out the door with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille. How's it looking out there, Rob?
Well, I gotta say it's looking a lot better than it was yesterday right now, Olivia. Good morning, everybody. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille here in the WTOP Weather Center this morning, keeping you informed with the latest on what's going on with the remainder of the storm. Right now outside the campus center, overcast skies is what we're really dealing with right now. 7 degrees is where the mercury is sitting. It feels a lot colder than that right now. -10 is where the wind chill is at, and it's still pretty windy out there. Winds out of the northwest at 14 miles an hour, still kicking up a lot of snow that fell yesterday here in Oswego County. Looking at your regional radar right now, you can see most of the snow has moved into New England and starting to move off into the Atlantic. Just a couple residual snow showers sticking around for today. That's pretty much your top weather headlines for the day. Snow is out of here by tonight. We've got one more cold day ahead, and that's today. And it's going to feel like we're going back to spring tomorrow. A huge temperature jump we're looking at, but it's not going to last too long. What's your weekend looking like, and how's your game day forecast for today as Oswego takes on Bowdoin? I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but right now, back over to the desk with Olivia for a look at your top stories.
Thank you, Rob. 300 Oswego County residents are still without power after some trees and wires were blown down. According to National Grid, yesterday's snowstorm left over 700 people without power. A call was put in yesterday to National Grid, but it went unanswered. The outages are speculated to have been caused by wires near the intersection of South Bay Road and Whiting Road. The picture that went viral around Oswego County yesterday shows the Bowdoin hockey team's bus crashed into the front of Canales. The bus driver and the entire team were eating lunch in the restaurant when the bus began rolling down the Hill parking lot. The college posted on its Twitter page that the accident was because of the ice on the parking lot. No injuries have been reported, but the ice hockey game was rescheduled to today at 3 p.m., so tune into WTOP 10 for our coverage beginning at 2:30. A new report shows that New York State is home to the most expensive city to live in, which is no surprise considering the city, New York City. But now New York State holds the title of the most affordable city. The Buffalo Niagara Falls area was ranked #1 on Forbes' top 21 affordable cities of 2014. The Syracuse metro area came in 20th place. Spring break is right around the corner for Oswego students. What should parents and students know about how kids can stay safe during the holidays? Carl Azus checks in with a college campus doctor for his advice.
During spring break, college students often flock to the coast for some sun, sand, and a splash in the ocean. While this is a time to kick back and relax, experts say don't let your guard down completely.
We want to be aware of your surroundings. If there are bad guys out there, they're looking for drunk students on spring break.
Blend in with the crowd and be sure to always have a buddy around.
Go out with your friends and return with your friends. Always have a designated driver. And if you are going to drink, be sure that you keep it under control.
Injuries are a problem for some students, and that includes sunburn. Don't forget the sunscreen and apply it often.
Every time you get out of the water, reapply the sunscreen.
If you're going abroad, don't put off getting your travel vaccines until the last minute. It takes at least a week for shots to become effective. And no matter where you stay, don't book a first-floor room. Break-ins are more likely on street level. Whether you're traveling to Miami or Malibu, enjoy the holiday, but stay vigilant. For today's Health Minute, I'm Carl Azus.
Coming up, we're going to take a full look at your forecast with meteorologist Rob Camille. But first, check a picture of the snow in front of my door last night. It actually reached about 2 feet, so take a look at that.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Welcome back to Top in the Morning. Taking a look at your state news, an explosion in Brooklyn left 7 dead and 9 are still missing. Authorities believe a gas leak is to blame, but the cause has yet to be officially released. 2 5-story buildings sounded like a bomb when they exploded, according to nearby neighbors. Firefighters and first responders were immediately on the scene to respond to the blast. Louisiana's longest-serving prisoner is free after 30 years behind bars. He walked free Tuesday after being found not guilty for a murder he supposedly committed. Glenn Ford's release was petitioned by 4 prosecutors, which the judge obliged Monday. Ford has been on death row since 1984, when his children were babies. He's now excited to spend extensive time with his grown children. As Boeing 777, one of the world's most reliable airline planes, is missing and no one knows why. Pilots and others in the aviation community are deeply disturbed by the mystery surrounding Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Jim Scudo is following the investigation and considering all the possible explanations.
New satellite images released by the Chinese government may suggest that the plane went down close to where it lost contact. But there are still no reasons as to why. Days after MH370 vanished, investigators are still examining every possible explanation. The list remains: mechanical failure, hijacking, bombing or other sabotage, or even pilot suicide. They searched the home of one of the pilots for possible clues. They question a friend of the 2 Iranian men who were traveling on false passports. And they scoured radar data to establish what the plane did after its transponder stopped sending a signal. Stephen Wallace is former director of the FAA's Office of Accident Investigation.
Airplanes can go off course because of a mistake by a pilot. They can go off course because a pilot deliberately flies them off course. We had the Ethiopian pilot recently fly to Geneva.
Also of interest, the plane's last communication occurred right at the transition between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace, which could add to the confusion in finding the plane.
The point of maximum confusion, where Malaysia thinks the civilian air traffic control think everything's fine, it suddenly disappears. And that gives it the maximum opportunity to fly in any particular direction unmonitored.
Malaysian authorities are still searching on both sides of the Malay Peninsula. They have now asked American authorities to help interpret all radar data. One key question now is what other data streams was the plane sending out after its transponder stopped? Rolls-Royce engines like the ones on the Boeing 777 have the capability to send out data, but Rolls-Royce won't say if they did on this flight.
Now we're going to take a full look at your forecast with meteorologist Rob Camille. So Rob, is it going to warm up this week?
Well, it's certainly looking like it's going to warm up, at least for the start of your week. Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille here with a full look at your forecast. Now, outside the campus center here at SUNY Oswego, current conditions right now, 7 degrees is where the mercury is at. Cloudy skies right now, a lot better than the blizzard that we saw last night. Right now, it's still pretty windy, though, so there's still going to be a bit of snow kicking up out there with the winds out of the northwest at 14 miles an hour. I'm very speckly right now. I like this. Winds out of the west northwest of 14 miles an hour, which makes your real feel at about 10 degrees. So it still feels very cold out there, folks, so definitely bundle up if you're going to be heading outside today. Feels pretty cold around the rest of the state as well. The warm spot, we're not even getting above 20 degrees. The warm spot's 19 degrees in New York City. Most places are in the low to mid and upper teens, especially as you go further south. Some places in the single digits. Jamestown, New York is our cold spot this morning, checking in at 0 degrees, so it's still very, very cold. Behind this storm system that moved through yesterday. Top weather headlines for the day. The snow is out of here, thankfully. Just a couple residual snow showers sticking around today. We've got one more cold day ahead, and that is today. But as we go into your weekend, we're looking at some more spring-like temperatures going into the day tomorrow. Looking at your regional radar right now, you can see most of these snow showers have moved into the New England area, moving into Vermont, Lake Champlain, out towards the Atlantic. Just a couple residual snow showers sticking around into the northern parts of Oswego County, up towards Sandy Creek and Lacona, and moving into Watertown as well. That's pretty much what we're going to see today. Some off and on snow showers, not really much in the way of accumulation. Snow totals from yesterday, though, definitely looking at some big numbers here, at least a foot or so in most areas. Oswego seeing about a foot of snow. Parrish, the big winner for central New York, 14.5 inches according to the National Weather Service. Pulaski checking in at about 11 inches. Brewerton at 7.5, Cleveland at 8, and Mexico at 11.5. So between 8 and 12 inches in most places here in Oswego County. Now, some of that is drifting higher because of those winds. So some places could see snow drifts 2, 3, some places seeing even 4 feet high snow drifts there. Now, here's your setup for today. The snow moves out of the northeast off into the Atlantic. That low pressure system is out of here. The snow is basically over Maine and northern New Hampshire. This cold air, though, sticks around at least for the rest of the day. Now, temperatures today are going to feel a lot colder than they really are on the thermometer. Most places in upstate New York are going to see wind chills this morning of about -10 degrees. So 10 below, it's going to feel like outside because of these winds. So definitely, like I said earlier, bundle up if you're going to go outside. Make sure you dress in layers, stay warm. If you're going to be doing some physical activity, make sure to hydrate yourself as well. Your day planner for the day, it's not raining outside, but it definitely feels like it should be, considering it's, we're just dying for something other than snow up here in Oswego. Definitely cold out there, though. As we go into your lunchtime hour today, light snow coming into the area at around your noontime hour, 10 degrees is where the mercury is going to be. We're going to hit our high today of 16 at about the 5 o'clock hour. The clouds are going to start to break up, but there's still going to be a slight chance that we'll see a residual snow shower going into the early part of your night. Tonight, a slight chance of snow out there. Snow accumulations of about an inch. Low tonight of about 11. As we look at your 5-day forecast here, this is the only really cold day that we have for the next 24 to 36 hours, or 48 hours, excuse me. As you can see here, temperatures go back up to the 40s as we go through your day tomorrow. We keep that warming trend going into your Saturday. Temperatures still in the mid-30s. Another cold front is going to be moving through during the day on Saturday, though, which is going to bump those temperatures back down to the low to mid-20s. So it's going to feel warmer for at least a couple of days and then get back colder. But at least for today, it shouldn't be as bad, especially if you're going out to the game between Oswego and Bowdoin today at 3 o'clock. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to send it back over to the desk with Olivia for a look at more of your morning news.
Thank you, Rob. Now, for anyone driving home over the next couple days, please make sure to drive carefully. Now, we're going to take a full look at your campus news with our own What's Happening in Oz reporter, Lauren Toscano.
Thanks, Olivia. Cut the Craft is a student-led organization on campus. Their goal is to simply bring joy and creativity to the campus as well as to the town of Oswego. Every other week, Cut the Craft officers decide on a project for the campus to enjoy, and this week, their craft was a major crowd pleaser. This past Tuesday, participants got the chance to decorate wine glasses and other glassware. These events are free, and every other meeting is a new event and very enjoyable craft, so make sure you go to their next meeting. Now, enough about the past, let's go to the present. Today in Oz, the men's hockey team will finally play the Bowdoin Polar Bears in the first game of the NCAA quarterfinals. Originally scheduled to occur last night, the game is now set for this evening at 3 p.m. in the Campus Center Ice Arena. This will not be a game to miss, so make sure you get the chance to stop by. Or if you can't make it, make sure you catch the game on WTOP 10. And last but not least, what is to come in Oz? Relay for Life is once again coming to the Oswego area. The event will take place Saturday, March 29th and Sunday, March 30th from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. The event is sponsored by the American Cancer Society and supports a wonderful cause, with proceeds going towards the cancer research. Don't hesitate to participate, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, I know we also here at WTOP, we're going to have our own Relay for Life teams, so we're
Yes.
going to be there. Definitely make sure to look for us.
I think that's great that we're creating our own team, really putting ourselves out there in the community.
Well, it's such a fun event because it's, you stay up all night, and I remember I did it my freshman year, and people, order pizza and eat a ton of popcorn. So what else do you want to do on a Saturday night but eat pizza and popcorn?
And hang out with your friends
Exactly.
while supporting a great cause.
Most definitely. Well, taking a look at what's coming up next, we're going to have John Mangello here with his crazy, wonderful antics, so stay tuned for that.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Hey folks, welcome back to Top in the Morning here on this Thursday morning. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille back with another look at your forecast. I wanted to show you guys this really quick. Olivia actually sent this to me earlier this morning. She took this photo of her front door. She lives in our village townhouse complex. You can see there. This is pretty much the story across much of Oswego County this morning, not just here on the campus. Those winds picking up, making that foot of snow that we got yesterday turn into 2.5, even 3 feet in front of your in front of your door and your driveway and stuff. So if you're digging out this morning, make sure to play it safe, and best of luck out there, especially dealing with some of those higher snow drifts in some of those areas. Looking at those totals though, most of the county got between 8 and 12 inches of snow, which was right about on par for what we were forecasting from this storm. Oswego coming in at exactly a foot of snow. Parrish, the big winner with the snow totals, about 14.5 inches. Pulaski coming in with 11. Brewerton with 7.5. Cleveland with 8, and Mexico with 11.5. So about a foot of snow here in Oswego County going through the day yesterday. Your top weather headlines, thankfully the snow is out of here. It is done. It's moving over northern New England right now. So we're not going to see much in the way of major accumulation as far as the day goes today. We've got one more cold day to deal with, and that is today. Back to spring temperatures tomorrow, though. Kind of a weird pinball type weather that we're seeing. It goes warm, cold, and then warm again. Looking at your current conditions, though, right now outside 7 degrees, so it's very chilly outside. Winds are still pretty high out of the northwest at 14 miles an hour, so right now that wind chill is at 10 below zero. So if you're going to be outside, at least for the morning and early afternoon, make sure you bundle up out there and definitely stay warm. Look at your regional radar right now. You can see that system moving into northern New England, moving slowly into Vermont, New Hampshire, into southern Maine as well. We just have a couple residual snow showers in northern Oswego County, as well as just south of the Syracuse metro area as well. So really just about another inch or two in some spots, seeing the most persistent bands of snow, particularly southeast of Lake Ontario is where we're going to see most of that snow fall. Your day planner for the day, waking up this morning, the cold start. It's just going to be cold all day, folks. By noontime, we're going to see the best chance probably for some more snow. Like I said, not really more than an inch of accumulation here in Oswego County. It's going to be 10 degrees at noon, and by the end of the day today, we're going to hit our high temperature of 16 degrees. The snow chance goes down. The clouds start to break up a little bit, but it's still pretty cold until tomorrow, and here's what we're looking at as far as our 5-day forecast goes. Today, we're in the mid to upper teens in most spots. Tomorrow, we've got rain and snow showers coming our way, but the temperatures go back up above 40, and they stay that way. They're in the mid to upper 30s throughout the start of your weekend. Now, going into the later part of your weekend, into Sunday, we've got another cold front coming through Saturday night into Sunday morning, so those temperatures are still going to be very, very cold as we round out your weekend to the start of spring break here in Oswego. That is going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back in just a little bit with one final look at your forecast, but, you know, there you go for right now. So it's going to be cold for the most part today.
So, Rob, I actually have this interesting personality trait. I don't know if it'd be funny, but whenever I get snowed in somewhere, I feel the need that I have to leave. Like, I automatically am like, I need to go somewhere.
Really?
I need to do something. I can't just, like
cabin fever.
Yes,
cabin fever to the extreme.
cannot sit there and just have a glass of hot chocolate. It doesn't work for me. I get bored. I get restless.
Right.
Yesterday, I think I was laying down on the floor of my living room, like I just screaming that I'm bored.
Yeah.
My housemates were ready to kill me yesterday.
Oh, no, that's not good.
I wasn't having it.
I mean, I was on the other side of that. You know, I was out, helping push people into and out of parking spaces because, I was working all day with our on-campus ambulance corps. So I kind of wish I was inside, to be honest, but, it definitely wasn't the day to be outside yesterday,
No,
that's for
it
sure.
wasn't. Well, now we're going to take a look at movies with John Mangello. John?
Why, thank you. Good morning. And disclaimer, it may get a little bit rough in here this morning. Just going to put that out there. But before all that, here are your new releases theatrically for this week. First, the movie based on the show that only a select few fans watched, and then those same fans started a Kickstarter campaign to get it brought back. It's called Veronica Mars. Now, it stars Kristen Bell, and while she might be known from the movie Frozen, which I'll talk about in a minute, she became famous from playing this role way back in the day. Now, it's really lucky that it got brought back at all, though, because usually shows that air on the CW are destined to fail since before they get picked up. However, it's nice to know that there is a success story out there for them. And the other big release this week, Need for Speed, starring Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul. The film is the big screen adaptation of the most successful racing video game series of all time. However, despite my love for Paul and Breaking Bad, which is unhealthy, I'm assuming this movie is going to be pretty bad. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll look pretty, but if you want to watch a real racing film, perhaps you should check out any Fast and the Furious movie. So that's what I say about that. And it's official. The Big Bang Theory, which is the highest rated sitcom on television, has been renewed for another 3 seasons, meaning that the show is guaranteed to have at least 10 seasons. Now, a 3-season renewal is incredibly rare in television, so this is a monumental day for fans of the show, which does not include me, by the way. All of the main cast have agreed to renew their contracts for the entire renewal, which means that Sheldon will be getting himself into incredibly awkward social situations for years to come. In other news, 2.5 Men, which comes from the same creator as The Big Bang Theory, is still around. And if somebody can explain that one to me, I would appreciate it dearly. Now here's a question for you. Did Disney's Frozen inspire you to ditch your opposite sex significant other so that you could both have a same-sex lover and sleep with animals? Well, that seems a bit crazy, don't you think? However, if you ask conservative Christian radio hosts Kevin Swanson and Steve Vaughn, that seems to be about the norm. Yeah, on a recent episode of their show, Pastor and Generations Radio, the pair claimed that the movie pushed a very strong pro-gay, pro-bestiality agenda. Huh, yeah. Their supporting evidence comes from the apparent true intention of the Idina Menzel song, Let It Go, which apparently inspires everybody listening to just come out to the world. They also claim that since Elsa, the character who sings it, never ends up with a man, she must absolutely positively be a lesbian. Swanson has been quoted as saying, "This is evil, just evil. This little movie is going to indoctrinate my 5-year-old to be a lesbian or to treat homosexuality or bestiality in a high sort of way. If I was the devil and I was to make a movie, that's how I'd do it." Class act this guy is. And here's the kicker. Neither of them have seen the movie. I mean, Swanson does know that it won 2 Oscars, so there's that. At least we can't say he's ignorant, so there's that. You know, thoughts and comments like these are probably the reason the Republicans haven't won the presidential election in the past 2 years. I mean, that probably has something to do with it. So, you know, that's all I got for you this week. Enjoy your spring break. Who knows if I'll be here again in 2 weeks. I might have offended everybody, but we'll see.
Thank you, John. Well, you haven't offended me. What did offend me, though, were the 3 seasons of The Big Bang Theory that were renewed. I hate Big Bang Theory. But coming up after the break, we're going to have some more news. But first, let's take a check at what celebrities are celebrating their birthdays today.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back.
You can figure out Jody's gonna
Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK. I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did? I can see your lights on. I'm coming over. This isn't a What'd joke. You dream about? Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Now we're going to take one final look at your weather for your drive home this weekend. Rob?
Well, thank you very much, Olivia. Looking at your 5-day forecast here today, it's really just going to be cold, slight chance of snow, warming up as we go through the day on Friday. Temperature is going to be in the low to mid 40s in most spots. Saturday is going to be the same story, but it gets cold again on Sunday. So not exactly the greatest start to your spring break here in Oswego, but definitely a nice way to round out the first half of the semester. I just need to join in. I'm really sorry. I don't like Big Bang Theory.
I don't either.
I think we're in a unanimous agreement with that.
But it's so loved, and I don't understand it. Not to knock anybody on it, but there's only so many times you could use the periodic table as a punchline before you want to bang your head against a news desk. I mean,
or some weird comic book style phrase.
Well, it's one of those cult shows that, you know, people obsess over.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many of them. It's insane. You know, you're a Breaking Bad cult fan. I'm a Harry Potter cult fan.
Mm-hmm.
What cult? Do you have a cult fan?
Not really proud to admit it, but I am a fan of Doctor Who.
Ooh.
I am a fan of Doctor Who, yes.
Not on that bandwagon yet. I am on the Harry Potter bandwagon,
Thank you.
I
Love
am
me
too,
some
yeah.
Quidditch.
All right, good. So at least we have one united bandwagon.
We do.
Well, that's going to do it for us here for Top in the Morning. For the entire news team, I'm Olivia Eugenio.
And I'm Rob Camille. Thanks for waking up with us this week. Enjoy your Thursday.